in verse 24, the disciples were in trouble. Because after they had already gotten in the water and they began sailing, the text says that now a strong wind has risen. Now notice it does not say immediately the wind stirs, because life has a way of seducing us into thinking that we can do this on our own. And we begin to think, man, this don't look that difficult. You know? And so oftentimes the decisions we make on our own can seem like they are okay decisions and won't really result in consequences. And so I'm sure everything seemed like it was okay at first, right? They're really chilling, man. They got 12 baskets of leftover food from what Jesus did in the last miracle. So I'm sure somebody is probably on the boat. He started eating some of them leftovers. Man, I'm so glad Jesus saved us some fish and some bread, man, because I'm a little hungry. Now, I'm sure another disciple probably thought we in the boat, we chilling. He probably decided, man, I didn't eat all that fish and that bread. You know what I'm about to do? Now, so they got to a place where they have become comfortable living without Jesus. Anybody get here? Where you've gotten comfortable. Things seem as if it's going right, but in the middle of them out there being in the water where their decision was seeming like it has no consequences, suddenly a storm arises. And they're now finding themselves and they look around and they see that we're too far to turn around. We're in the middle of this water, and now we realize, man, we probably should have waited on Jesus. Verse 25. About 3 o'clock in the morning, Jesus came toward them walking on water. Matthew says about 3 o'clock in the morning is when Jesus shows up. Now, in John's account, John said that they saw Jesus after they had rowed 3 or 4 miles. See, I love the Gospels because of the different writers telling the story from their unique perspective. One focuses on what time it is when they see Jesus. Jesus ain't show up to 3 o'clock in the morning. John didn't worry about that. John worried about the fact that we done got too far away from land. They left without Jesus, but Jesus joins them in the middle of their storm. Is that not how Jesus shows up for us? We get into trouble that Jesus did not ordain for us, but when we call on him, he shows up to calm a storm that he ain't even responsible for. Anybody glad that Jesus shows up to storms that you got yourself into? How many storms have you started, but Jesus shows up in the middle and calms?